Alright, got this set of faces, came in from a viewer. To blur that out, hopefully you guys didn't see that. So when I have viewers send things in, I have them send name, address, phone number, email address, and then however they contacted me originally. In this case, it was Instagram. So shout out to Ashton for getting those notes right, because I'm gonna be honest with you, a lot of people do not get them right. He sent me, I've already unpacked these, but he wrapped them up in these fine blanket type, I don't know what these are. It might just be fabric. He also had the powder already, makes it even easier. These are a set of weds. Right here he has where he specifically wants taped off. So we'll be doing that. The same tape job I would have given it either way. These are already been glass beaded. Now, of course, glass beading, not ideal for powder coating, in case you didn't know that. He didn't know that actually. He thought it was kind of the best move for powder coating. So there's a couple reasons you don't want to do glass beading. The main one being it doesn't give enough profile for powder to stick to. On top of that, if you use high pressure with glass beading, you can embed glass beads into aluminum, especially cast aluminum, pretty easily. Forged aluminum doesn't seem to have that problem nearly as much, but cast aluminum definitely does. And because these were wrapped up in blankets, there's lint on these, but we're gonna go over how to deal with all that in this job. So these unpacked, get them ready to go over to blasting. And I'm actually gonna go, I don't know if you guys can see this right here, these edges. I'm actually gonna go through and clean up a bunch of those, just because they will actually flare out a little bit with the chrome powder being on them. Oh, these are going Super Chrome Plus, by the way, with Bango Clear. So I'm gonna go through, do a little work to these. I'll show you guys that process, and I guess we'll get started. So we're gonna be sanding these. I don't know how well it will show up on camera, but aside from the little nicks and stuff that are in this, there are little imperfections just in the casting. They're not exceptionally smooth like I would like them to be before I put chrome powder on them. So I'm gonna go through with a DA 80 grit and just knock this all down so it's nice and level right before we sandblast it. Hey guys, thought I'd take this quick opportunity to say if you like powder coating or powder coating content, be sure to hit that subscribe button, turn on all notifications, give this video a like. Putting out a bunch of, I think, kind of a lot of just wheel content this month for the rest of this month. I have some other jobs coming up too, but it's gonna be a lot of wheel content. As you can see, I'm just sanding all these down with an 80 grit, once again, just to smooth out the top. I'm going to be posting some more information about these faces and what I think went wrong in the UKC Army Facebook group. So if you're not part of that, be sure to join that. And like I said, there'll be kind of a background of what went on when these faces were a problem. The crazy part is I sanded these and they still weren't like quite as smooth as I wanted them, but I don't want to keep going at them because I don't want to like round any of the edges of the spokes or anything like that. Next step obviously is going to be blasting. These are going in the little cabinet. Once again, I blast with 3060 green diamond. I get asked that question way too much, so you guys tell me that I tell you way too much, and that is a weird combination, obviously, because I get asked probably once a video in the comments or close to that what blast media I use, and it doesn't matter how many times I say it, somebody still asks. So for those of you getting annoyed with it, I apologize. For those of you who just don't pay attention, I still use 3060 green diamond. Being that these were already blasted, of course, it's a really quick, simple process just to, go over these again, make sure there's a nice profile for powder to stick to. And once these come out of here, obviously they're going to get blown off. Actually, I think I probably didn't show that. Next step, obviously, is going into outgassing. Now, you guys will see in this video, I actually outgassed these a number of times. You'll once again see why as we progress through this, but the next step, of course, in this process is just outgassing these. Outgas these at 420 for about an hour and a half. All right, now we got these faces all stripped, or sandblasted rather. They came in glass beaded, so you guys saw. We got to tape these. So these are going to be kind of a nightmare because they actually need to be taped right on this line that you can kind of see. It's right where this rolls up into the lip, or away from the lip, I should say. Then this whole area here and then these little edges on each one of these spokes. Of course, going to max the back pad and then inside this hub bore as well. You'll end up seeing that I'm going to cut these out, and I'll explain that to you here in the video. So let's get started. So first off, let me apologize for the completely trash camera angle that I'm using right here, being that my big fat arm blocks all of this. You can see that I'm running just this, 1/4-inch tape basically all the way around that line that I was discussing, a couple clips back. I basically did that with this amber tape because it's so flexible, and then just lay it over, and then continue to put small pieces, as you can see, all the way around this. And then they have to be all cut out. This is a nightmare tape job, by the way. I knew what these were when he talked to me about sending them in. I don't know why I agreed to it, but I do like working on cool stuff, so that's probably the real reason. I threw the blue tape, I think it's like an 1/8-inch tape, around those little edges that you guys saw. You'll see at the kind of end of this, I'll go over where all was taped. Tape the bore, tape the top of this, and then... Alright, got these things all taped up. This little ledge here, done. Rolled this lip down to that line. Got all these cut out. And you can tell, look at the other side of this, hub bore is done as well. So now it's time for powder. These are once again going Super Chrome Plus that was supplied by the customer. It was a pretty new bag. I tend to not want to use powder supplied by customers, especially if it's older, just because I don't know what the conditions were that it was kept in, so that is a thing to keep in mind. But we're using the Gema Optiflex 2B for this. And once again, this is just Super Chrome. So application, start on the back, just like I always do. Do each one of the faces on the back and work around to the front. You can see that I cut out the lug holes. I get asked every once in a while why I do that, and it's just so that powder can go through them a lot easier. I also don't like that sometimes it will build up on the tape and you have to kind of trim it out. The little notches on the back of the face, I also tend to cut those out because once this material, this aluminum, has been blasted, it's really susceptible to corrosion, so I like to cover that stuff up, especially back on the mounting pad like that. Spraying the front, same as usual. Like I said, always do the back first, then work around to the front. That way you don't end up with a bunch of, if you do the front first and then go to the back, you end up with way more powder on the front of the face than you might want, just because of the standard wraparound. This crazy outgassing that happened on one face. No idea what's going on with this thing. Outgassed again. 5th time. So I'm over it.
I realized yesterday that I can actually, genuinely, right now, nothing is stopping me from becoming Batman.